spare time because he was following a very pressing routine in the last few weeks. In spite of that, he's given us time to convene this meeting. And incidentally, this also assumes significance because this is we have just completed 75 years of independence, and incidentally also completed the 80 years of CSIR, as was being mentioned by the Director General, having begun in 1942 with, I think, possibly the first laboratory in Jammu, headed by Sir Ramnath Chopra, and now we have a whole galaxy of 37 laboratories, each of them dedicated to different themes. And what has been important in the last 3 years, because when we report to the President and then also receive the President's guidelines, the roadmap for the next 1 year, I think it's also important to recall the major hallmarks of what has happened during the last 3 years of this society being in place. I think this, because of the special patronage, indulgence and personal interest taken by the President or the Prime Minister of the country and President of the CSIR, each of our laboratories has been successful in distinguishing itself in one or the other way. Like, for example, as she was mentioning, the drone came from Bangalore, the heliport technology came from Hyderabad, the aroma mission and the purple revolution came from Jammu, the first hydrogen fuel bus came from Pune, the steel slag, what she was referring to for the road construction frame, from your Delhi laboratory, and now we also, with the encouragement and endorsement received from the President CSIR, the Prime Minister, I think another major achievement was that the traditional knowledge digital library has now been made accessible and open to the other stakeholders as well, which was earlier on limited only to the patent holders. And we have also engaged in with the Ministry of Culture in an exercise of opening science museum. So these are some of the hallmarks in the last 1 or 2 years during the tenure of this society. This is something that we need to recall and present before the President and then receive his. And of course, I think one important feature which I was telling when the DG took place, of course, that is also something I can point out, that it is after 80 years that we have a woman DG now in CSIR. So that is also something which has happened only during this tenure. And the day she took over, one of the aspects that I pointed out to her was that CSIR needed to emphasize on the alphabet I. So I had not been given the kind of emphasis that it deserves. So it is Council of Scientific Industry Research. And I'm glad that now we are in the process of engaging industry in a very big way. Rather, I personally feel making it a stakeholder, equal stakeholder right from the beginning, so that they feel the pinch of being stake, not the glory of being stakeholder, so that they hold on to us, to our research and development, and also sustain our startups and sustain our research projects. So these are some of the features which have happened in the recent past, and I think that's about all. I don't want to take time. Depending on what exactly you are interested in, we'll talk about it further.
Now the floor is open for the media, please. Mr. Bhatia.
तो आप सुन रहे थे केंद्रीय विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी मंत्री डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह को, जो कि CSIR की उपलब्धियों पर बात कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि